Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. This is the day that the Lord has made. We are rejoicing and we are glad in it. Today is Wednesday, W-I-N-S Day, Wednesday, July the 12th, 2023. So if you're coming on, joining me live, I want to say good afternoon to you. I want to say welcome to the Ramonepreston Show, and I want to respectfully ask you to do me a favor. Hit the like button, hit the share button, tag lolly dolly everybody, and let them know your boy, Ramonepreston, my squad downstairs, we're all here live right here on this beautiful Wednesday, July the 12th, on the Ramonepreston Show. Thank you for joining us on the show today. I'm going to be talking to you about something very important regarding your marketing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you 3 initial steps to your marketing. For those of you that are entrepreneurs, small business owners, influencers, independent contractors, network marketers, speakers, whoever you are, whatever it is that you're doing in the workforce or in the marketplace or both, your marketing is critical to your sales, and your marketing and sales are critical to your success. And today I'm going to share with you 3 initial steps to your marketing. So please be sure to hit the like button, hit the share button, tag somebody, let them know that we're live on the Ramonepreston Show and that we're going to be talking about the 3 initial steps to your marketing. It doesn't matter if you are a business owner or not. If you have something that you want to provide to the workforce as a W-2 employee or to the marketplace as a 1099 independent contractor or a legitimate business owner or even minister in ministry, there needs to be an element of marketing executed on a day-to-day basis in order for you to get more attention and in order for you to make more conversions so that you can make the impact you want to make. And so I want to say thank you for joining the Ramonepreston Show. My name is Ramonepreston. I'm the host of the Ramonepreston Show. Every Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time, I take this window out of my workday to share information with you. Things that I know I've used to build a 7-figure organizational enterprise. Things that I have learned over the last 2 decades as a full-time entrepreneur and as a full-time minister. I've done both. I built an organizational enterprise on the for-profit side. I built a 501c3 church charter on the nonprofit side. So there are a lot of things with regard to starting and structuring and scaling an organization that I have experienced. There are a lot of things that I've learned. There are a lot of mistakes that I've made, a lot of losses that I've suffered, but there are a lot of wins that I've stacked up in order to still be here after over 2 decades as a full-time entrepreneur and as a full-time ministry leader. And when I show up on this show live, I take pieces of data, information that I've gathered over the last 2 decades, and I share that information with you on this show so that you can at least be inspired and motivated and, of course, educated and empowered to not only know, but to have the tools to actually do what it is that you believe you're supposed to do. Once you get the knowledge and you start putting that knowledge to practice and you start seeing results, it wakes something up in you. And if there's ever been a time in the marketplace, if there's ever been a time economically that we need the right information and knowledge and the right levels of execution, now is that time. If you just look at the way the world is going and what things are happening in the economy and in the marketplace, technology is rapidly changing. We are experiencing the digitization of society. We see financially the markets are being disrupted. Global economies are being shifted. Things are changing. And so as entrepreneurs, as business owners, as leaders and influencers in your community and in the economy and in the marketplace, you have to have the right knowledge and you have to have the right levels of action and execution behind that knowledge in order to see results. And it's going to require you to learn different things, to get different perspectives. Of course, there are many people on the internet who are selling courses and programs and who are presenting themselves as coaches and experts and trainers and educators in certain fields. But as long as you do your due diligence, that means as long as you look into the people that you're listening to and you're following, and as long as you're willing to take the risk and trust the process that whether you agree with a lot of what you see or not, at some point that knowledge is going to be critical to your success. And so for the past couple of weeks here on the Ramonepreston Show, I've been consistently talking to you about two of the most important things you have to know and learn to execute at the highest level, especially as an entrepreneur. And those two things are sales and marketing. I like to flip it and say marketing and sales because your sales are extremely important, but they are dependent upon what type of marketing you do. So for example, if you have products and services that you want to sell, if you have something you want to offer to the marketplace and you know it's good, you know it can help people, you know it can bless people, you know it can change people's lives, but if no one knows it, if it never gets in front of anyone, then the likelihood of you offering it and selling it and providing it to somebody is slim to none. So that depends on your marketing. And so for the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about different principles that you can put to practice regarding your sales and your marketing. And keep in mind, the principles and concepts that I share with you are really grassroots level principles and concepts because that's where I come from. You know, I come from just rolling up my sleeves and just scrapping. Think about it. 2 decades ago, when I started, my wife and I, in our entrepreneurial journey, we didn't have social media. We knew nothing about landing pages and, you know, SEO searches. Like, we ain't know none of that. But we knew what we knew in our industry. We knew we were good enough to do business with people, and we knew that we could make an impact in people's lives. We felt the same way with business as we did with ministry. And so we stuck to our guns and we continued to show up and figure out what things work and what things don't work, specifically for entrepreneurs and small business owners who don't have a big budget to run ads, who don't have a lot of resources and a lot of financial backing, who don't have any working capital, but just have an idea and a skill set and a mindset to go into the marketplace and to figure out how to make business transactions and make sure that people are getting the best products and services that we offer. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a small business owner, you don't have to tell me how much money you make a year. You don't have to tell me if you have or don't have employees or payroll or staff, or if you do or don't have the resources. You don't have to tell me that. The numbers don't lie. Statistics show that out of the 32 million small businesses that are registered in the United States of America today, 8 out of 10 of those businesses, 80% of those businesses are being ran by solopreneurs. So you don't have to tell me if you are or not a solopreneur. 80% of businesses are ran by solopreneurs. 8 out of 10 businesses. Now, it may not always be a perfect mathematical equation, but generally speaking, if you sit 10 business owners in front of me, statistically, 8 of them are running that business by themselves and 6 of them ain't making no money. So that means even if they have a business that's existing, that's active on the Secretary of State website, that business is not profitable, and that business is being ran by someone who doesn't even have the resources to build that business because they might be working another job, and whatever they're doing in that business, they're probably funding what they're doing in that business with a job. All right. Now, why is all this, what I'm saying, important to our discussion about these 3 initial steps to your marketing? Here's why it's important. It's important because at some point as an entrepreneur, you have to accept the fact that you live in a world and you are participating in a marketplace as an entrepreneur that statistically has already written you off to fail just because the numbers don't lie. You've got to accept that. You've got to heighten your awareness on the fact that there's a great chance that I will fail in my business if I don't make something significant happen. All right? Now, if you dig deeper into these statistics and accept it, what you're going to find out is that not only do you have a higher chance of failing and losing everything as an entrepreneur, but the main reasons why your chances of failing as an entrepreneur are so high is because of a lack of marketing and a lack of sales. All right. So when you listen to someone like me and you hear me saying the things that I'm saying, number one, you've got to move all of these preconceived opinions and perspectives out of the way, whether they're good or bad. Sometimes they could be good because you just feel like, wow, everything he's saying I'm listening to and I love him. He's a great guy. He speaks and articulates well. But are you doing what I'm giving you the instructions to do? You've got to change your perspective. You might not look at me bad, but just because you're looking at me as a good guy or you're listening to me, it doesn't mean what I'm about to share with you today that you're going to get off this live and you're going to go put that to work. That's where your listening has to go to the next level. If you watch me on this show, if you watch my videos, there should never be a time that you listen to something that I'm saying when you know I'm a business consultant, a coach, and an educator. I do this for a living. I have a successful organization. All right. I'm obviously doing the things that I'm talking about and teaching about and providing as a service and a product for others. So you've got to change your perspective and say, every time I listen to this dude, I've got to take something from him that I can put to work today. I've got to put that to practice today. I've got to be able to hear something he's saying and figure out how can I put it to work today. Now, on the other side, if you have a negative or bad perspective of me or someone like me, then just to be honest with you, at some point, you've got to come off your high horse and get your ego out of the way and accept the fact that if you are trying to become a successful business owner, if you are an entrepreneur and this is the game you want to play, you ain't going to get to where you want to go by yourself. It's not going to happen. I'm a living witness, and I know for years as an entrepreneur, I thought I was smart enough and intelligent enough and sharp enough and witty enough. I honestly did. I thought that I had enough of what it takes to get successful without any outside help. I'm not talking about reading books and, researching and self-education. I'm talking about at some point, I had to get my ego out of the way. I had to drop my pride, and I had to accept the fact that the reason why I continue to plateau professionally and financially and economically as a person and as an entrepreneur in business was because I did not know enough and I was unwilling to accept that I cannot get to where I wanted to be by myself. So this is just like a real introductory moment for all of you that are watching me. Please make sure every time you listen to people like me or you invest your time to watch videos and engage in content and read when it's connected to what you're doing as an entrepreneur or as a professional for your finances and for your business, be sure to be committed to take something away that you can put to practice and execute that day. Okay? So with that being said, today I just wanted to share a little bit of information with you about the 3 initial steps to marketing. So again, I've been talking about sales and marketing for the past few weeks. Next Saturday, July 22nd, I'm hosting a 1-day sales and marketing workshop. I'm not the greatest salesperson or marketer in the world, but I can tell you this, I know enough about marketing to get attention and make money. I know enough about sales to have a professional sales process in place so that when people do engage with me and my company and want to do business with me and my company, I have enough professional systems and processes and information in place that I can walk that potential client through the necessary process to make sure that they get the products and services that they have. So, I'm not here to just peacock my success and to flaunt and flex to remind you of how good I am and how far I've come. I do that as a form of marketing, but more importantly, I want you to understand that if you don't have the proper marketing strategies for your business as an entrepreneur, for your products and services, if you cannot afford to pay a marketer or a content creator or to hire someone to bring them on your team or to outsource it to a company, if you do not have the money, the backing, the financial resources, or the legwork, you're going to have to learn grassroots strategies that you can do as a solopreneur. So one of the good things about what I talk about and what I teach when it comes to certain principles and concepts like marketing, sales, finances, business, or whatever, today is marketing, I'm giving you things that I learned assuming that I had nobody to help me, that I had to actually do it. And so when you're a solopreneur, when you're a freelancer, an independent contractor, you getting your business off the ground and you ain't got capital, you ain't got a lot of money and resources and support and help, and it's you waking up every day wearing multiple hats, you don't have time to be doing all of the things, let's say in your marketing, that other companies are doing. Because they may have the resources, they may have the manpower, they may have the connections, they may have the infrastructure, they may have the technology. You might not have all that. So you're gonna have to take the most important things that you can apply and execute on those things until you can generate enough sales, revenue, money to afford the right technology, the right people, and the right infrastructures to continue to scale your business. So let's just assume you have an idea, you have a product, you have a service, you got a business, or maybe you just solo dolo out here in these streets trying to sell something to make a couple dollars and hustle. Let's just assume you just trying to figure it out and you're trying to grow. And maybe you got a business set up, maybe you got a couple dollars, but maybe you just don't want to exhaust all your money on running ads and hiring people to do something and you're not really clear on a lot of the things that that you're doing. Let's just assume that you're looking at initiating a marketing strategy, okay? Initiating a marketing strategy to start getting attention so that you can acquire new customers and new clients. What are some of the first initial steps should you take? All right, I'm gonna give you 3. And I'm giving it to you for free. Free 99, baby. All right? So what are some of the initial steps should you be taking? What are some of those initial steps? I'm going to give you 3 initial steps, okay, that you should execute for your marketing. All right? And remember, when I say marketing, I'm talking about providing value to people. giving people enough information, enough support, enough assistance that at some point they raise their hand to say, tell me more, or to say, I want to do business with you. But that doesn't happen overnight. It happens a lot over time, but it's because of the repetition. It's because of the consistency. It's because of your persistence to keep showing up on social media, to keep showing up at events, to keep showing up on the phone, to keep showing up on webinars, to keep showing up with your information, with your support, with your assistance to people who fit the profile of who you want to do business with, so that at some point they're like, you know what, you for real about what you're doing. Okay, so what are the initial steps you should be taking? All right, let me give them to you. Your first step is your message. Okay, this is your first step. This would be the initial step. This would be the initial step. Now let me explain to you, because there's a lot in this first step. Your message. Your message. When I'm referring to your message, I'm referring to you listening to this. Listen to what I'm saying. When I say your message would be the first step to your marketing, I'm referring to the fact that you are putting together a unique selling proposition. Okay, this is what I'm referring to when I say your message, a USP, a unique selling proposition. This is why your message is so important, because what you're doing is you're crafting what we may call a unique selling proposition that is directly tied to and associated with your MVP, which is a minimum viable product. Like, I could just stay here. I could stay here on the whole show and just talk about this. I could just talk about this the whole show. This is step number one to your marketing. So if you're thinking about running an ad, if you're thinking about, giving a whole lot of stuff away, or doing just some random stuff like throwing spaghetti on the wall, hoping it stick, you need to go back to the basics. And the first step to your basic execution for marketing, for giving people value, it begins with your message, So that means I've got to create a unique selling proposition. So now I've got to think about, how am I going to communicate information on social media, through my posts, through my emails, through video content. Do that. That ain't nothing new for me. If y'all watching me on Instagram, that ain't nothing new for me to do. All right, y'all let me know if y'all can hear me now on our stream. Y'all let me know if y'all could hear me. Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me? Boom, 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 boom. I do that at least 3-4 times a month. At least 3-4 times a month, I'm ripping and running. I run into the studio. I put my mic on. I cut the mics on. I never check the batteries. And the battery's probably like blinking like, bruh, I'm finna go dead. And I don't switch the batteries out. And while I start running my mouth, guess what? Bada bing, bada boom, the audio goes out. So hopefully y'all can hear me. So back to my first step to marketing. It's about your message. So you have to craft a unique selling proposition. So listen to this. Let me get through this so you can understand more of what I mean. What you have to do when it comes to this first step of your message, which is associated to your unique selling proposition and your MVP, here's what you have to do. You have to create a star product or some kind of program that you can build your unique selling proposition around. Do you understand that? So if you have a minimum viable product, let's say if you sell multiple products and you provide multiple services, or if you just sell products, or if you just provide services, it doesn't matter. If you have multiple things that you are selling, the best thing for you to do is to figure out how to create some kind of star program or a star product. So like, for example, I'm a business consultant, right? My wife and I, we provide business consulting for real estate, for business startup, for finances. We consult people, companies, groups. We also have a coach. We also provide coaching. Okay, one-on-one coaching. We can schedule appointments, sit down with you, walk you through our 5-step coaching process, help you put a game plan together, hold you accountable, monitor it for whatever the time is we agree on. We have an educational platform called Ramonepreston University. We have ministry educational courses. We have business and financial educational courses. So those are 3 different products or services that we offer, right? So with my message, what do I have to do? Do I just keep coming to social media talking about my consulting business, my consulting services, my coaching business, my coaching services, my educational business, my educational services, my real estate business, my real estate services? Or do I just put one specific star program together that takes aspects of all of them, the best of all of them, and put it together and say, hey, here is what I'm offering today. This is the star, right? This is the star program that I'm offering today. And now, if I'm able to create this star program, it makes it easier for me to create a unique selling proposition that's tied to that particular star program. So now, just like for me on this show, I'm sharing information with you like I have for the past 2 weeks about sales and marketing, about having a sales script, having a sales process in place, learning how to train and become better at sales, learning how to role play, learning how to build a team for your sales, learning how to use a CRM properly, learning how to tie your sales to your marketing so that your funnel and pipeline can grow and you can get attention and make conversions and that process is smooth. I'm talking about these things, right? And I'm sharing a lot of valuable information with you about these things. But at the end of every show, like today's show, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to offer you a star product or something that I put together so that what I'm sharing with you is in essence a part of my unique selling proposition. Because I'm giving you information about sales and marketing. Maybe at some point you listen to enough and you're like, hey, I would love to come to the workshop and sit with you for a day. I would love to go through the courses you have on sales and marketing to find out more information to at least be able to put together a sales and marketing system and process correctly. So that means my message is consistent with my minimum viable product. All right. So again, the first step or the first initial step to marketing is your message. And it is associated to your USP, that is your unique selling proposition, and your MVP, your minimum valuable product. So what that means is, if you're going to execute and use this first step, you have to create a star product or some kind of program that you can build your unique selling proposition around. Watch this. Here's my last point. And your message must be packaged in valuable content that is consistently used as a 24-hour sales team. So again, you might have 20 different products and services. You need to figure out what is the one thing that I can put together and make as a very, like tempting offer, something that is almost like, it's almost like an offer you just can't refuse, okay? And how can I build content around that in a way that it continues to consistently provide value to people, so that when they hear it enough and get enough value, at some point, someone is going to raise their hand. Someone is going to respond to you. Someone is going to want to ask you a question. Someone is going to want to do more business with you. All right. So that's the first step. So I told you I'll give you all three. I'm not going to really be able to get into all the details of all three, but the first one is your message. So I want you to write this one down. I'm gonna have to come back on the next show and talk about the other two. The second one is your media. And the third one is your market. And I promise you, if you take the time to familiarize yourself and understand what I'm saying behind these three initial steps, it will change not just what you do in your marketing, but it will change the results you get from your marketing. Okay? So these are like the three initial steps to your marketing. If you're going to provide value, you need to have the right message. You need a unique selling proposition, and it needs to be tied to a minimum valuable product, something that is so good that it's an offer that is hard for people to refuse. Okay? And then the next step would be your media. I'm not going to go deep into this part, but the media is really about the channels that you're going to use to distribute your message. Where are you going to put this message? How are you going to disseminate this message? Is it going to be in a video? Is it going to be in the form of a show? Is it going to be a podcast? Is it going to be in the form of offering support and assistance and free services to people that you want to do business with, or to people that are doing business with people you want to do business with? You get what I'm saying? So your medium is going to be the channels through which or by which you disseminate the information, the support, and the assistance that you want to provide for people. Now, here's a point I want to make with media. Social media is critical, but social media is free. Like, you don't even have to pay for social media. All you have to do is set up an account, create a profile, put your information on there, and just be relentlessly consistent until you figure out what you are sharing matters to the marketplace. That's what I do. I put a whole lot of content out. I don't get a whole lot of views from a lot of the stuff I put out. I really don't care. Number one, I'm building a library. Number two, it gives me an opportunity to work a lot of my content and to tweak it so that I know how to package things that I want to introduce in other programs and products and services. And I still get content on social media on these platforms to last forever as long as the content is available. And then number three is your market. Your market is associated to we refer to it as your PCP, your perfect client profile. So what that means is, when you are sharing information, just like I'm on this show, I know I'm talking to a certain person. So if you're a skeptic, if you're a hater, I'm not talking to you. You might be listening to me and watching me, but I'm really not. I ain't studying you. If you work on a job and you're not interested in starting a business, or maybe you got a business and you're comfortable and you're not interested in becoming a millionaire, and being financially free, I'm not really talking to you. I'm really talking to entrepreneurs who want to properly start, properly structure, and properly scale their businesses to 6, 7 figures and beyond. So I know who I'm talking to. So even though my audience that listens and watch may not be made up of that person all the time, but at least I have an idea of what is the profile of the person that I'm speaking to. Because at some point, the person I'm speaking to gonna listen to me and say, I want somebody to mentor me to make 6 figures. I want somebody to show me how to put my holding company together, how to structure my business correctly, how to integrate my systems for my sales and my marketing and my finances and my administrative operations. I want somebody to show me how to build a 7-figure organizational enterprise. I want the information. I want the mentorship. I want the coaching. When that person shows up, guess what happens? We're going to do business at some point if I continue to show up for that person. That's where the market comes in at. So even though I want to reach everybody, but if I'm throwing out a net to reach everybody, I know there are certain people that are going to stay in that net and continue this conversation so that we can do business for long periods of time. All right. So I'm gonna stop right there. I'm not gonna really be able to get into all of the details of the last 2. I gave you one. I'll finish and come back with this. But guess what? All this information that I'm sharing with you and more, I'm going to be giving you not only at my sales and marketing workshop, but I have 2 courses that I'm offering. So this is my special offer. So like I told you, I've been talking about sales and marketing. Sales and marketing are 2 of the 5 main operations that need to be integrated into a business. So when you put a business together and you want to create a general operating system for your business, there are 5 areas of operation that need to be integrated into that business that you start, right? You need an executive operation, you need sales, marketing, financials, and administrative, all right? If you can put those 5 operations together and create a general operating system for your business, the likelihood of you succeeding increases tremendously because you have put a structure around this thing that you call a business or LLC. That's really nothing but a good idea on paper until you systematize it and integrate those operations into your business. So sales and marketing are 2 of those 5. And so this is what I'm offering. On Saturday, July 22nd, we're going to be hosting a 1-day sales and marketing workshop. So I normally host a separate sales workshop and a separate marketing workshop. These are workshops that we offer all year long for $497 a piece. So that's $500 it typically costs someone to join us for a 1-day sales workshop or 1-day marketing workshop. So that's $997 for these 2 workshops. I'm offering a VIP ticket for you to join me. You could join me in person here in Buckhead, or you could join me virtually. It's up to you. But it's going to be a 1-day deep dive. And again, I'm sharing with you grassroots strategies that you can use for your marketing, especially if you're a solopreneur, you don't have a big budget to run ads, you don't have money and resources to hire a team or a professional company. You have to figure out the most impactful, the most effective strategies that can get you the most attention and help you make the most conversions. But again, your marketing is going to get you the attention if you do it right. Your sales are going to help you make the conversions. And that should be reflected in your door-to-door, your one-on-ones, your in-persons, your landing pages. That strategy with both of them should work together. That's one of the reasons why I'm putting both of these workshops in one. So I want to offer you a VIP ticket to the workshop on Saturday, July 22nd. And while you wait to join me in person or live virtually, I want to give you access to these 2 courses so that you can familiarize yourself with what I teach about sales and marketing. Sales, number 1, I want you to learn how to put a script together and how to use a process to sell your products and services. You need that as an entrepreneur. And then 2, I want you to learn marketing from the perspective that I teach, because you may need to just tweak how you position yourself in the market, repackage your products and services. You probably have to reprice them so that you can target the perfect client. You know, I got clients that I work with that they have good products and services. They're just targeting the wrong person. So they're not making the money because who they targeting don't want it. And that's the wrong client. So they have to retarget. That means you got to repackage your products and services, or maybe just retarget who you want to reach. So anyway, you get one VIP ticket and you get 2 courses for $97. All you have to do is text VIP to 678-276-8253. We can get you onboarded to the 2 courses today. We'll get you RSVP'd for the workshop today, and you could start training today on our platform with this sales and marketing course. And again, there's just no way. I try to say this almost every day. It's just almost no way. It's almost impossible for you to pay $97 and don't learn something from 2 courses in a workshop. So if you want to take me up on that offer, or if you just have questions that you would like to ask me about what I've shared today, or what I've been sharing, or what we're offering, all you have to do is text VIP to 678-276-8253, and I will be more than happy to answer your question and hopefully to get you RSVP to our upcoming sales and marketing workshop and onboarded to our sales and marketing course. Let me and my team help you put a legitimate marketing strategy together for your business, a sales process together. Let me and my team help you put a legitimate script together that you can use so that you can be professional but make money, grow your business, and be able to help a lot of people, hire people, and provide a greater service to more people in the marketplace. I look forward to hearing from you. Text VIP to 678-276-8253. I love y'all. Appreciate you all for joining the show today. I hope you learned something about the initial steps for your marketing, and I hope you take what you learn and put it to practice when this show ends. Love you. Appreciate you. Have an amazing day. Thank you again for joining the Ramonepreston Show. We'll see you.